and welcome to Faithful Grace Studio. I'm Mindy. I'm the creator here at Faithful Grace, and I wanted to show you how I'm going to assemble the cover for this Artful Mayhem mega junk journal kit. You may have seen the video for where I did the hot mess recipe journal, and you may have seen, if you saw that video, you are aware of the mistakes I made the last time I put together a cover like this. This journal kit, just so you know, comes with two different covers. It comes with one that is just sort of traditional one page, you fold it in the middle kind of cover that you can use to bind one signature or two signatures in a couple of different ways. This cover is three pieces. It's your front cover with the spine, your back cover with a lip or an edge, and then your spine. This is designed to use a little bit more advanced binding method. You saw a piece of that or a version of that in the hot mess recipe journal video. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. I did line the front and back cover and the spine with cardboard, just like I did in the hot mess journal. You hear it. It was a front and back cover was done with a cereal box, so it's not fancy. And I just put the printed side down. This piece I did attach to a little bit stiffer cardboard, just because it's the spine and I need it to be a little stiffer, and I need to trim it up just a little bit more. My paper cutter's blade went out, and I know I have a pack of extra ones somewhere, but I don't know where they are. I do know that this is not square. I do know that when I trimmed it, that's when my blade broke, actually. So this end is narrower than this end. I can tell by looking at it, and I can tell by the piece that I trimmed off of it. I'm going to make it work anyway. So how I'm going to do this one, I'm going to use some tape. So this is my back, and then this goes on the inside like this. I need just I don't want to butt it right up. You know that if you butt it right up to it, you don't get it's hard to bend it. It's hard to open it. So you want a little tiny bit of a lip in there, or a little tiny bit of a space in there. That's good right there. That bends nicely. So I'm just going to take that. Hopefully it'll stay right there. You get a couple pieces of tape ready. I'm going to take it where I want it to be, and that way when I flip it over, it will already be there. So let me make sure that that's where, yep, that's it. So I'm just going to tape this down. I don't want to cover up my holes or my little spots. Actually, you can see them through this, so it's okay. All right. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the front cover, making sure that I do it the right way. So that's, yeah, like that. So let me flip it over like that. Okay. Just eyeballing it to see if it's straight. That's pretty good. Well, that piece of tape went on there awful crooked. These are not going to matter, though, because they're going to be covered up by the time we get this all said and done. All right. Okay. So now I can come back to this side, and I can glue down my flap and my spine, and they'll be right where I want them to be. And that way, when I fold it, when I go to insert my signatures on the inside, I won't have to struggle so much getting the covers to meet at the back, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and do that part. I'm going to fix the signatures, get the signatures in here. Really, all I'll do is take my little punch all ice pick, whatever you use to punch holes. I'll just punch holes right through there like that. And then I'll do the same thing to my signatures. When I get ready to do that, I'll show you. I've got my signatures all laid out. But I'll just line these up right here. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do one if you want to see it. I'll just eyeball it, line it up right there. And then I'll do the same for the rest of them, and then I'll attach the signatures to the outer cover. And then I'll come back and I'll show you where we are at that point, and hopefully I'll have some of the inner pieces done, and we can look at that as well. So we'll see you soon. Okay, so I realized when I did that little sample punch a while ago that I was showing you in the last part of the video, when I punched through, I realized, as soon as I did it, I realized it. I realized that was going to punch through the spine. So then my string, my wax string that I sew this in with is going to be on the outside of my spine, and I don't want that. I want the outside of the spine to look like this. So I have punched 2 holes already, but I will be able to camouflage those and fix those with a little bit of, probably a little tiny bit of glue and a little bit of ink. So what I did was I went ahead and glued down the edge, the flap off the back page, and then I just folded over this front one. Now I'll be able to go ahead and punch my holes, put my string in there, and then cover that all up with this piece of spine. And if I'm holding my mouth right, it'll all go very well, and it'll all happen the way it's supposed to, and I will show you that when we come back. Welcome back to Faithful Grace Studio. I'm Mindy, the creator here at Faithful Grace, and here we have the Artful Mayhem journal, my version of the completed mega journal. This one was a challenge. I won't lie. It was a challenge, but I am in love with the outcome, and this one is going to stay with me because this one has a very specific plan, use, and I'll probably tell you more about that later. But for right now, let me show you what we have. I had 2 pieces of ephemera left over that I haven't used yet and may not use. There is so much wonderful design in this kit that you really don't need a lot of embellishment. So I'm not sure that I'll even need to use those. I may use them for something else. Here is one of the bookmarks that was in, or tags, whatever you want to use it for, that was in the, I think it was in the loaded tag pack maybe. And after I finished it and put this piece of fabric on it, I realized that it goes perfectly with something else I'm working on, so I'm not going to put it in here. I'm going to use it for another project. And then here is a piece, one of the loaded tags. This loaded tag pack I love. There's a large one and a medium. This one comes with the medium, so there's 5 of these loaded tags that you can make with one pack. And that pack can be purchased separately if you choose to, but it's also part of this mega kit. The pack comes with 5 bases that you fold in half, and you can create a pocket. It's got a little dip laid out there for you. You can create a pocket there. In this pocket, I have included one of the pieces of ephemera with a tab on it, and one of the envelopes that comes in the envelope, tags, and journal card pack that also can be purchased separately. So those 2 pieces are in the pocket, just stuck down in there like that. And then we have a pocket here. Got 2 pieces of ephemera there, and actually that's all that's in that back pocket. And then in the pocket right in front of it is a bookmark with the velvet ribbon. And then we have a couple of pieces of the Fussy Cuts. Got a stamp, a heart, and a Mayhem M. This is the Artful Mayhem pack. All of that with a little tied ribbon at the top. This alone would make a fabulous greeting card or little thank you gift or happy mail or gift package embellishment. And I've got plenty in here already, so I actually am going to keep this and use it separately. And that's the beauty of these kits. Now, this is one of the newer kits that has two options for the cover. It has the traditional cover that you can just print on one piece and fold and insert your, or cut in half and use a fabric binding process. But this one also comes with another, and I didn't keep a printed one on, but I think you saw it in the beginning of the video. This one comes with a wider spine, a cover, front and back cover with a wider spine, and a spine insert showing you where to attach your signatures. This one does have two signatures. I didn't make quite as much of a mess with this one as I did the Hot Mess Recipe Journal. If you've seen that video, you know I kind of jacked that one up pretty good. But I did not get it lined up very well, so I ended up printing another page that had the spine on it, cutting out a second spine, and just kind of extending that spine a little bit. So you can see that line right there where I broaden that spine a little bit. It doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it, but I could have, if I'd have wanted to, I could have just reprinted the whole thing and done it right the first time, but I didn't want to waste what I'd already printed. So there you go. I'm okay with it, and it's nice and sturdy. The problem was I wanted my front and back cover to be a little sturdier than cardstock. So I need to glue that back down. So it does have a little, I used cereal box. There we go. Let me hold that for a minute. Here we go. Here's this is the other pieces of the center cereal box that I used. So this one has, I just glued cereal box on the inside of the back cover and the front cover, and on the back side of the internal spine piece that comes with it, just to give it some extra weight, some extra sturdiness. So when I did that, I didn't get it lined up very well and didn't realize it until it was already glued down. So that's what made my spines off a little bit. But again, there's always a workaround. I very, very rarely undo something and reprint. Sometimes I will print extra, but I very, very rarely throw something away or rip something up and start over. I fix what I've got. So here we go with the internal. You can hear it creaking just a little bit. I did reinforce this seam and this seam in the back with some clear book tape because of what this one is going to be for. It's got to be sturdy. So again, that's another video. But if you just look at all this lusciousness, I mean, there's just so much cool art in this one. It's grungy, it's graffiti looking, it's ink splotches, paint splotches, even where it's got the lined paper for you to write on, it's kind of see-through, it's kind of worn, and you can kind of see what's going on behind it a little bit, and I absolutely just love it. This is one of the pockets that was actually part of the loaded tag pocket pack. that I didn't want to use on my pockets, so it ended up inside the journal. Here's a piece of the ephemera and two of the tags. You guys know this about me. I like to take the tags and glue them together so they're two-sided and leave one side open for a pocket. So that's what I've done. And then there's a piece of ephemera in here that I put a page tab on so that it would stick out just a little bit. So there we go. Lots of places to write, make lists, journal, add art. These are gorgeous. These are actually some watercolor flowers that I had painted years ago, or several years ago, and cut out like fussy cuts. But then I decided, you know what, let me digitize them so I can use them in my artwork, and I absolutely love them. I love how you can see some of the things going on behind them, but you can also see some of the ink and artwork on top of them as well. Here's another one. This is the fold out or flip down. I need to figure out what I'm going to call it and call it the same thing over and over again. The pages that are inside that fold out, those are, I'm calling those fold outs. Most people in the industry call them fold outs. This, I think, is probably more often called a flip down, but I'm bad about calling it a fold out or a flip down or a flip out. Well, let's flip out. Anyway, it's just a neat little place that these pieces come with the kit. They flip down. I make mine into a pocket. I put a little notch there and make it into a pocket. So now I can hide something in there, and when you flip it up, you don't even realize there's a pocket there. A little tiny pocket out here on the outer side of the flip out with a piece of ephemera in it. Lots of bright colors. I love that. I did put a piece, this one's got the fold out on it, but for some reason I didn't like the way that you know, the fold outs have that little edge that attached to the page, and I didn't like the way it looked on this page, so I used a piece of the ephemera to cover up what I didn't like. I think it was where I cut it wrong. I can't remember exactly now, but anyway, just a piece of ephemera on the edge right there to kind of mask it a little bit. And then here is our flip out on the, or fold out, sorry. On the outside of the fold out is another one of the pockets that comes with the pocket tag pack that I chose not to use on the pocket tag pack, so I used it inside the journal. And then here is one of the pocket tags. It has a open spot on the side that has a piece of ephemera with a page tab on it, and then it has lots of fussy cuts in here. It's got flowers and art brushes and art or watercolors paint. It's got these little strips, all kinds of little fussy cuts and ephemera, because this is the Artful Mayhem kit. So you got some artful stuff and some mayhem stuff in there. Put two of the pieces of ephemera on this page. Got page tabs throughout. There's 5 page tabs throughout the journal. More fun vibrancy. This little tuck spot holds one of the tags. It does have a pocket in it. The pocket is currently empty, but that's okay. And then this is one of the, or 2 of the journal cards that come with the tags, journal cards, and envelopes pack that I glued 2 of them together, left one side open for a pocket. You guys seen me do that 1,000 times. I love doing that. I love having a pocket. Piece of ephemera with a tag on it stuck down inside, and then these 2 just nestle neatly in that little tuck spot. Lots of gorgeousness. Here's our centerfold. You know, I always try to pull one of my favorite double design pages into the centerfold. More brightness. lovely designs. I used a piece of the ephemera to create a belly band here. It has one of the envelopes in it. I have not put anything in the envelope yet. It's open and ready for something cool to go in there. Lots of, again, lots of room to write. More room to write. Look how cute. This is one of my favorites. I love it. It's so busy that I love it. There's so much going on there. There's postmarks and stamps and handwriting and ink splotches and torn paper and lace. I absolutely love this page. And I love the colors. Here's another tuck spot. Another two of the journal cards stuck together with one side open and a piece of the ephemera card in it with a tab on. And then a piece of the ephemera. More lusciousness. Here's our the center or the back piece of the front signature. This one's done a little differently. I did not attach the two signatures together inside the book. I wanted this piece to lay flat. You can see the card, the inside of the spine right there. It doesn't bother me. I thought about reinforcing that a little bit with some of that clear book tape, and I may yet, depending on how it wears. But for right now, it doesn't really need it, and I'm okay with that openness because it does help it lay a little flatter. And you guys know I like a journal to lay flat. Here's another pocket with two of. This is just a tag that came in the pack. Actually, I think it came in the, maybe it came in the loaded tag pack. And then this is two of the ones that comes in the tags, envelopes, and journal card pack. Doesn't have anything in the little side pocket yet, but it will at some point. Another page tab on this one. This is another one of my favorite ones. It's got some of the leaves and flowers that I had painted. I used watercolors to paint and then digitize. But then this background piece is also a piece of, it's a piece that I had done in my early days of jelly plate printing, or jelly printing and mono printing. It's was one of my first tries at that, and it hooked me. This is a collage I put together. This is another heart that I painted with watercolor. There we go. Another little tuck spot. Another one of the pocket tags with some of the fussy cuts in it, and a tag, a pocket on the side. Piece of ephemera in it. Okay, here's another flip down with a pocket in it. Pocket's currently empty, but you can add to it. And there is a another one of the pockets. There were 3 pockets that I did not use in the pocket tag pack. They're all in this journal, and this is the 3rd one. And then here is a these 2 tags came in the pocket tag pack, but instead of putting them in the pocket tags, I glued them together but left the center open because now it can be used as a belly band or a little tuck spot. So I left that center piece open. I thought that was a fun little twist on belly bands. More lusciousness, more lusciousness. I love this one. It's one of my favorites. Here's another belly band that I used a strip from the ephemera pack to hold a piece of the ephemera. Here's our second fold out. And one of our pocket tags has got one of the envelopes in it sticking out, and some of the ephemera, some of the fussy cuts, a ticket, a piece of, or a tiger lily flower, a piece of red foliage, and a velvet ribbon. And it's just laying in here. This fold out does have a pocket, It is in this pocket is two of the journal cards glued together with a pocket on the side and a piece of ephemera stuck in the side. More lusciousness, more fun, bright colors. Two pieces of ephemera stuck in this pocket. There's a piece, and then this is one of the or two of the tags from the tag envelopes and journal card kit, with a piece of ephemera and a page tab stuck in the sack. Another one of my favorite ones. There's some watercolors that I had, or some flowers that I had painted with watercolor a couple years ago. I painted this prey and embellished it with ink and then digitized it. It's fun. That's a fun page. More fun, more fun. And I did, like I said, I reinforced the back seam right here with the clear tape, just because of what it's going to do. And then I used the elastic, as I've used 100 times, as the closure. And so when I painted this piece right here, when I printed the extra piece for the spine to fix my mistake on the spine, the another front cover was on the same page, and instead of just extracting that one little strip, I went ahead and printed the front page and used a piece of that second front page as the cover up for where the elastic knot is. The knot and the ends are in there. And they're held secure. I didn't get it lined up straight, but it doesn't bother me. Remember, this is the Artful Mayhem. This is a mayhem journal. There is all kinds of mayhem going on in the designs and now in the assembly because of some of the mistakes I made. So it just kind of goes naturally with the mayhem theme that elastic is not lined up perfectly straight. And there you have it. I think it's gorgeous. It is going to serve wonderfully for what I'm going to use it for, and again, that's a conversation for another day, but I will share that with you later on. I hope you enjoyed walking through this finished Artful Mayhem mega journal, and I hope you enjoy making your own.